Good afternoon. My name is Vickey Hill-Thomas, and my vulnerable population is veterans. And I'm here interviewing one of my co-workers, and she works with the veteran population, and she's going to share a little bit about her experience.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Well, my name is Monica Robbins, and I currently work as a registered nurse in the ICU in the VA. I serve age range of veterans that they come in their 20s all the way up to 90s, even 100-year-olds.
Okay.
And it's just a joy to work with them. Prior to working in the ICU, I started out as a respiratory therapist back in 2001. I worked in the private sector for some years as a respiratory therapist, and then transitioned into the VA in 2007.
Okay.
And once I got in the VA system, I just love the population. I love the veterans. My father is a veteran. He's a Marine, and my brother is also a veteran.
I didn't know that, Monica. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And so I just take joy into working with them. So while doing respiratory, I just felt like I just needed to be not downplaying respiratory, because respiratory has a very important role in patient care, but I wanted to do more. And at the VA respiratory department did not have enough autonomy that I was used to in the private sector.
All right, then. Okay.
So then I went back to school, got my bachelor's in nursing degree, and started into the ICU. Just transitioned into the ICU.
And what year did you do that, Monica?
In 2014.
Okay. Well, I tell you, you have had a phenomenal career.
Yeah,
really
thank
have.
you.
You really have.
Thank
Yeah.
you. And now I'm going to be making another transition, because I just passed my family nurse practitioner board on May 3rd, so I'm happy about that.
That's
So
great.
I still want to continue to serve the veterans, and it's just going to be in another role. I will be a provider for them,
Okay.
and still have my wonderful nursing background
Okay.
to care for the veterans.
Okay, that is great to hear. I just want to let you know, I know I spoke with you about it earlier, but let me say it again on the video, that Monica is a phenomenal nurse. I had an opportunity to interview a plethora of nurses, but I specifically chose to interview her because of her specific care and concern for the veterans, and also for her she's just a diehard. I mean, to graduate in 2014, and now you in 2018, within 4 years, you have went on and got your nurse practitioner. That is awesome.
Thank you.
That is awesome, and thank you for caring for the veterans, because I am a veteran.
Yes.
So I definitely
I didn't know
appreciate
that.
it. Oh, yes. Oh,
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
That's wonderful.
We finding out some stuff.
Yes,
about one another,
yes,
right?
that is great.
That is great. So thank you so much. So if I can, I want to ask you just a few questions. You expounded a little bit on it, but I will go back over it again. What is it like caring for the veteran population?
It's wonderful,
Right.
because you just have to have a caring heart.
Yeah.
You have to understand that I'm not a veteran, but you have to kind of put yourself in their shoes, as if, if I was in war, or even signed up to, and you've never been in war, but you signed up to give your life.
You all, please excuse us. We are interviewing outside because it's so nice and sunny here in Georgia, but the ambulance just passed by and made a ton of noise, so we're going to pick back up on the interview.
Okay, yes. So, like I said, I'm not a veteran, but I can only imagine the feel of signing your name on a dotted line that you are willing to for a country and to serve for that country.
Okay.
And now that you've done so, now it is our turn to repay them.
That's
and I
right.
like to repay them
That's
with
right.
my nursing care and giving them the best care that I can give.
Yeah.
And having my father as a veteran and my brother as a veteran as well, it just makes me even more aware of, if this was my father or this was my brother, how would I want them treated?
Yeah.
And I try to treat my patients as if they were my family.
And it shows. It really shows, Monica. It really makes a difference. And like I said, you being a veteran, working at the VA, you know, that's important to me as a veteran to know that, you know, most people have health care insurance, and so therefore they won't come into the veteran, you know, the system of the VA because they got their own health care insurance. But we never know where we'll end up at, and some of us might have to end up coming to the VA, but it gives me an assurance knowing that they have nurses like you that work there.
Well, thank you.
I appreciate it so much.
Thank you.
So if you could expound a little bit on what advice do you have for nurses caring for, or for nurses that might be interested in joining the Veterans Affairs?
That they need to, I think they need to get that. A lot of nurses, especially in the private sector, have a stigma in that, oh, I don't want to work at the VA. The veterans are crazy. And they will literally say that.
Wow.
When I was working in the trauma at a local hospital here, that working in the trauma unit, they would say that when they learned that I was also working in the VA.
Wow.
And I would say, no, that is not true. That the population is just like the population out here.
That's right.
I says, but
they're better, because I swear, since I've been working at the VA, these are the best patients.
Yes, they are.
That I've ever cared for. They're so appreciative.
And I says they just served our country. They went to war for us, and they came back with some issues.
That's right.
And just like everybody else, you have to take care of those issues. Some people issues may be physical, some may be physical and mental, and it should not matter.
That's right.
And I says, and you just have to care for them. And I says, and the veterans aren't bad. They are. I love working with them. I've been working with them for 12 years, and I don't want to leave. And if they would just get that mentality of all veterans are crazy out of their mind, they would see that it's not. They are a joy to take care of.
They really are.
And I just wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I could be anywhere right now.
Wow.
You know, having my BSN and now my FMP, but I want to stay at the VA to continue to give the best service to somebody who served.
Well, we gotta keep a jewel, girl.
Yeah, because they serve for me.
That's right.
Now I need to serve them.
That's
and
so
I'm
right.
dead serious about that.
That's right. That's so right. I definitely appreciate that. So I'm going to go and explain to you, we'll talk a little bit about cultural competency.
Okay.
It's defined as the ability of a provider or an organization to effectively deliver healthcare services that meet the social, cultural, and linguistic needs of patients. Cultural competency in nursing is the cornerstone of providing superior care for people of all cultures. How are you caring for the veteran population in a culturally competent way?
Well, that's a good question. Depending on their background, I think that is so important.
Okay.
Whether it's religion or just their cultural background,
Okay.
whatever it is that they believe, even though my beliefs might be a little different from theirs,
Okay.
but whatever it is that they believe, I must appease it so that I can make sure that they're comfortable in knowing that they're going to get the best of care and they're not going to be judged or anything like that. So I like to incorporate that. And one example is when we may have someone with a Muslim background,
Okay.
and they're on a diet that consists of being regular, and the person may come in with a tray and it has pork on there.
Yeah.
And so I would politely call dietary and say this veteran is a Muslim, and we need to accommodate his religion with his beliefs based off of his diet.
That's right.
And I said, and that's one way I do. If there are any specific rituals, like if we have Asian descent veteran and their family is used to bathing their loved one after they pass, and I allow them to do so.
Oh, wow.
Whatever it is that makes them, because at the end of the day, it needs to not only be veteran centered, but family and
That's right.
family centered. So I try to do whatever it is that their culture does, and not say, oh well, we don't do that
That's
because that's not what I believe.
We have
or
to be
we're
accommodating.
Here. We
That's
have to be
right.
very accommodating
That's right.
and understanding in people and their beliefs and views. And I think that's how I give back to the cultural side of taking care of the veterans.
Oh wow, that's awesome. You gave great examples, and let me say again, I thank you so much, Monica, for meeting with me today.
You're
and
welcome.
Thank you for sharing your knowledge and sharing your background. It definitely is a motivator for me from the first time I met you. You
Thank
have
you.
just been such an inspiration to me.
Thank you.
And again, I appreciate you.
You're
okay,
welcome.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.